Welcome back to Rodrigues.
Look at this blue water.
One of the most isolated islands in the world.
All to ourselves, there's not one other person here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We came, we saw, we conquered.
Coconut man of Rodrigues.
And just like that, we are off to Ilo Coco. Good morning and welcome back to Rodrigues, one of the world's most remote inhabited islands, home to just over 40,000 people and over 600 kilometers off the coast of Mauritius. We have already spent 4 days exploring this beautiful island, eating the cuisine, playing with giant tortoises, but we still have 4 days left, and today is finally a beach day. This is Ants Alley Beach in the east of Rodrigues, and we are staying at the Tacoma Boutique Hotel, the best hotel in the whole of Rodrigues. And this is our beachfront. It's probably a 3-kilometer stretch of pristine white sand beach, turquoise lagoon waters, and really we need to show you where we're staying.
Everybody told us that the best beaches on Rodrigues Island were in the east, and we're actually quite lucky today. Supposedly they're normally windy and there's not so much. Don't want to jinx it, but literally look at this blue water. It is so clear, and where we are, we're actually surrounded by little coves with lots of beaches, so we're going to try and explore them later. Some of them have a hike.
Being Rodrigues, there's no road to some of the beaches, so we've got to hike.
That is the beauty of it. It's all natural and whoa, it's a bit fresh.
Welcome to Rodrigues.
That really is the best way to start your day, with a little dip in the sea. But let's show you our room. I feel like it's a bit of an injustice to call it a room. Let's show you our villa. So outside we have our gorgeous seating area, and we have views all around us overlooking the sea. And when you come in, it's like boho vibes. Clean, colourful, you have the tropical vibes. We have Tacoma hats. These hats are actually made from, I think it's the endemic tree, which is called the vacoas. Hopefully we'll be able to see them later. How do I look? Good? Yeah, we'll go with it. We also have a smart TV. Not that you need it, because look at where you are. Through these doors, it's like a secret portal. Ignore the mess, all of our storage, and check this out. We have a bath outside on the island. How cool is that?
We could probably just be lazy and stay here all day. We've got the pool down there, we've got the beachfront lounges, but as the weather is so perfect, there is no wind, we are going to check out the east coast beaches. But because we are on one of the most isolated islands in the world, there's not a road to all of the beaches, so we're going to have to drive for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we have around an hour's hike. This is it. This is Rodrigues. I'm out of breath after already 2 minutes, but the road has ended and we are now hiking to Tro d'Argent. Supposedly an hour's hike. We were told that we need to wear trainers, but we're wearing flip-flops, so I don't know, wish us luck.
As a lot of places here in Rodrigues are not accessible by road, hiking is actually a common and popular thing to do. Everyone's very healthy, they walk everywhere, and we should really adopt this lifestyle. But now we're having to go downstairs. I can't lie, I'm extremely unfit.
We're 5 minutes in.
We're 5 minutes in, 40 to an hour to go.
I think the Rodrigues might be a little bit dramatic when they said 1 hour, maybe 2, to make it to Tro d'Argent, because we've been going 10 minutes and we've already made it to one of these beautiful little bays. This is Anse Filbert, and as you can see, that is absolute paradise, but we're going to ignore this paradise to go to supposedly the better paradise, if that makes any sense.
Just a 30-minute walk. I wouldn't even call it a hike, and we've made it. We've been rewarded with Tro d'Argent, supposedly the best beach here on the island, but on this particular part of the cove there's a few dotted around us. I think they all look pretty similar. I mean, you can just see beautiful white sand, you're shaded by the rocks, and you have the blue sea. Am I going to go in?
We got to go in, and being that it's Rodrigues, we have the entire bay
all to ourselves. There's not one other person here. Are you ready?
Look at that water!
Oh, that's even fresh. Wow, that is fresh. It is so beautiful.
This is stunning. It is a little rough, but the sea is the perfect temperature. And actually, as you come further around the east coast, you get closer to the bay. Normally the lagoon goes out for around a mile, but here it's probably only 100 meters. If you swam out of the beach here, out of the little bay that you're in, you can pass the break and into the rough Indian Ocean. Cheers.
Cheers.
We came, we saw, we conquered.
We sure
now
did.
we are enjoying a tea. Oh, tea punch. This is the cocktail of Rodrigues. It's like lemon, syrup, and rum, and it is very, very strong. I'm going to say we sort of deserved it. It was probably about a 20-minute hike. If you want to hike to the further beaches, there was 2 more bays. I'd say 45 minutes there, 45 minutes back. But we are now in Ho Aloha in St. Francois Bay. It's basically a 2-minute walk back to our hotel, and we're essentially in someone's back garden having some lunch. It's perfect.
We have a beef burger, not just any beef burger, from the local cows in the back garden.
It might not have been traditional, but what a perfect spot. Perfect spot for lunch. Literally eating beef from the fields behind the restaurant, and we are now obviously changed out of our beach attire, and we have headed to one of the local villages. Essentially on Rodrigues, if there's more than 2 houses, they call it a village, and this is Grand Montagne. We actually drove through here the other day and we saw the traditional art of weaving, so we're hoping that we can go into the little village shop, watch them weave, and get a souvenir to take home with us.
Honestly, the villages are so cute. This one is slightly more built up than what we've seen driving around.
It has 3 houses.
It's got 3 houses, it's got a gym, a shop, and of course this is like the basket, handbag, and other little things that they, I don't know if it's weaving or what, but I know it's made. Yeah, so it's made from the tree. It was probably
made here.
Something similar. This is so unique and so local. So the ladies are behind, and they're basically, just as an example, this is like the branches from the bacoa tree, and they're putting them together, and they make everything here. You can see that they're just tidying up what they've put together. It's all just weaved, all the bits are everywhere.
How many do you make a day?
Yeah, well, how much do you make a day?
It depends on the product.
Yeah?
Yes. We can make this one, we can take 1 day.
1 day to make
Yes.
just one?
1 or 2.
Wow.
Way.
It takes time.
These two, because these are amazing. I love the detailing. Thank you.
I love it. We've now got 2 bits for at home as decoration, and this is actually the bush that is used. So they take these off, they wait 3 or 4 days for it to dry, and then they can bind it together and make anything from hats to mats to ornaments for in your house. Honestly, if you're coming to Rodrigues, you need to stop by one of the villages, find one of these local artisans and buy some gifts.
Just a side note, some of these things can take them like a day to make, and it cost us £1.50 each. I think that is amazing.
Good morning, and what a beautiful morning it is. And after being on the tiny island of Rodrigues for almost a week now, it's about time that we visited the capital port, Mathurin. This is where basically all the people are. I'm finally seeing some Rodriguans, and today is Saturday, which is market day, which is when the whole of the island comes to the capital to get their fresh produce and basically just talk gossip of what's been going on the tiny island in the past week.
For such a small island, this place is bustling. I feel like it's got the whole island basically here at the market. Before you go in, there's like a bridge. On the bridge you've got fruit, lots of random fruit, and everyone's coming out with bags and bags of stuff. As soon as you walk in, it's kind of crazy out there. It feels unusual to see this many people as soon as it's been so quiet around, but you have all the handcrafts. So there's lots of different traditional handicrafts here in the market. So you've got the weaving, which we saw yesterday. You also have woodwork, we have jams, we have pickles, we have fresh fruit and veg. We have every different type of handbag you could want. I think this is going to be pretty dangerous for me.
First purchase.
Haha, we had to get a magnet for Rodrigues. Hiya. Can I get this one, please? Thank you. First purchase secured, 60 rupees. So that is about £1. One thing you will see around this market is pies. We've literally seen these like taught cocoa and papaya pies, and when I googled it, it said it was like the Rodrigues pie. It can be filled with different fruit. This one seems to be coconut and papaya. We're gonna get one and try it because, as you can hear, everyone's getting them and wrapping them up. Bonjour! Can I have one taught cocoa and papaya, please? Thank you. Looks exciting. They are real heavy. I'm excited to try it. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to think I'm insane eating this pie on the side of the road, but
Everyone's selling one. Literally every stall is selling a pie.
they're all made by someone different. So this one's made by Madame Christina. Oh my god, I'm going to have to take a massive bite of it. It's very crumbly, it's quite dry. I don't think you're meant to take a lump of it like that.
It should be like slices.
Bonjour. Can we have 2 coconuts? But just coconut. 2? Yes, so I'll have 2, please. Yes, just a coconut. I think I've ordered 2 coconuts. Merci. Thank you very much. Wow. So we're actually very lucky that behind me is actually the coconut man of Rodrigues. He's not always here, but today he is, and we're double parked with coconuts. He actually didn't have any straws, but the coconut is so fresh. And he's got a very big queue. He's very popular.
I mean, apart from the market and the coconut man who sells the best coconuts in all of Rodrigues, this is pretty much it. I was expecting maybe a little bit more from Port Mathurin, but maybe that's my Western living in London thought process. This is enough for an island of 40,000 people, a couple of main streets, a couple of shops, a car bibbing at me. Cheers.
Cheers! This is supposedly the best restaurant in the whole of Port Mathurin. It is L'Atelier Gourmand. It's very beautiful inside. It's got boho vibes everywhere. And the menu, we finally found somewhere, and there's like a menu that comes out on a board and you just pick. Our French is getting better, but we've gone for the Rodrigues, and of course we had to get a Phoenix. Our first time in the glass like this. The beer,
I think it might be dry. This is probably the most upmarket restaurant in the whole of Rodrigues. So the prices are probably double that you'd pay in the little guest houses or the locals' homes, but we have got the rougaille, which is essentially the Creole sausage, and it's sort of like the unofficial national dish of Rodrigues, and it's in like a tomato sauce. That's really good. It's like it's basically like a pork curry. Good morning. It is actually our penultimate day on the island of Rodrigues, and that food yesterday in Port Mathurin, I mean, it was a nice fancy restaurant, but for double the price of anywhere else on the island, it probably wasn't worth it. But after that, we finally got some wind and we got to watch some of the kite surfing festival, which is going on at the moment. And then in the afternoon, we pretty much drove around the whole island to look at some octopus. A little bit weird, but if you're in Rodrigues, it's what you need to do. I have literally driven around the entire island on the hunt for this, the hanging octopus of Rodrigues. This is like the image of the island. Essentially, the fishermen get it, put it here,
they
and
use
dry
like
it.
a branch or a twig to like separate the whole octopus. They dry it, and then in the market you can actually see them
It looks
selling
like an
them.
alien. Look at this.
Look an alien.
Look at it. That was literally in someone's front garden. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Merci. Normally it would be hanging throughout the island, but I don't think it's the season right now. They say normally every house, every beach will be full of hanging alien-like octopuses, but I'm so pleased to have finally found it. But today we are very excited. We are finally heading out onto the beautiful lagoon that surrounds the island, and we are heading to one of the 18 islets in Rodrigues, Ilo Coco.
This is our boat. We have a pink one, and this is actually the traditional Rodriguan boat that we're going on. I'm excited. Let's go to the island.
An hour to
hour.
Ilo Coco. Good morning.
Good morning.
And just like that, we are off to Ilo Coco. We have met our boatman for the day, Damien, and we are out on the lagoon. Finally, the turquoise clear waters of the Rodrigues lagoon. As Mommy said, we're on pretty much a traditional fishing boat, so this is as fast as we're going to go. Just somewhere over there in the distance is the paradise island of Ilo Coco.
Behind me is Ilo Coco. We're not the only ones going today. There's only actually 2 other boats, so it looks like we're going to have free reign on the island.
Made it. Welcome to Ilo Coco. We're just pulling in now, and they tricked me. I thought it was an island of coconut trees, but as you can see, it's bushes and whatever tree this is behind. But this really is paradise. 2 other boats, and we have this whole island to ourselves.
Is Ilo Coco. No idea why they've called it that, considering, as Matt said, there's no coconut trees here, but it is 1.5 kilometers long and 150 meters wide. It's all very, very long, and it's actually a natural reserve for birds. There's a lot of birds on the island.
This is not at all shabby. Oh, and that water is the perfect temperature. There aren't many islands in the world this beautiful that you pretty much get to yourself. So I think for the first couple of hours we're going to chill out, we're going to swim, and then I think a little bit later on we're actually going to have a guide who's going to show us around the island and tell us about the different species of birds that call Ilo Coco home.
The smell of the island. Obviously you have the seawater, you have the seaweed, but then there's this like
Bird smell.
bird poo sort of smell, which is actually
You're
like,
not selling it.
I'm not selling it. It is paradise, but it's obviously a bird reserve too, so you are going to smell
You're
the
sharing
birds.
paradise.
We are lunching on the island. Most importantly, we have a phoenix. We also have rice, potatoes and papaya salad. You're not allowed to bring certain meats on the island, so everything is seafood and fish.
Which we don't
luckily
eat.
have rice, yeah. Because we don't eat it, we have rice. Two, yeah.
Two, thank you.
Thank you. He's just brought over a Jack Daniel's bottle of homemade tea punch. How can you say no?
Is it strong? It's strong?
Woo! Yeah. Merci, that's good.
Thank you. Merci.
Perfect. Merci, thank you so much. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's nice.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
Amazing. That's fresh.
Ilo Coco. That was one of the highlights of Rodrigues, and if you're coming to this remote island, you have to do it after lunch. We actually learnt a little bit about the bird population of the island and how protected the island of Ilo Coco is. They actually have a guard there full time, making sure nobody comes to the island without permission.
On the island here we have two kinds of birds. So the black one are the lesser noddy and the common noddy. And the white bird that you will see, it is called the furry tern. The island makes 1.5 kilometer length with 150 width. But here, if you go over there, you will see that we have 1/4 of the island which access prohibition. Why? Because we have the 30 tern that is found on this part of the island and very directly on the sand. That's why we don't have the right to do it.
And how many birds are there on the island?
So the statistics say that in summer season, it may arrive at we count about 35 to 40,000.
Wow.
Of birds.
It's a lot of birds. And you're only allowed on the island within certain hours with certain companies. That's Rodrigues for you, honestly. They are very conscious about tourism and doing it the right way. They don't want mass tourism, they don't want overdevelopment, so it's really nice, and it actually links in to where we have moved to. We've moved around the island and we're staying at the Origin Eco Lodge, and this is our balcony. We are in the middle of the canopy, in the forest, in our little lodge, enjoying the swimming pool. I need to show you where we are, but what a day. Ilo Coco paradise, and now my own little pool in a lodge in the jungle, only in Rodrigues. I am freezing, that was a bad idea.
Fun fact for you about the swimming pool, it's actually made from rainwater, no chlorine or anything in there, so it is a tiny little bit fresh. You can see we have a humongous balcony. This is actually a chalet, so it's going to be a rather long tour for you. We have our little open, don't know what to call them, but I really like it, open beds, and surrounding us is actually a century old mango orchid. Whew, that is a mouthful, and the views are just incredible. When you come on in, we have a conservatory. You can actually sit on like these little chairs here, open out all the windows and just indulge in the views. We have our Wi-Fi and our fridge in there, and then come on in. Everything about this place is environmentally friendly and everything's manufactured locally. Like, you have all the local food, they grow all of their vegetables, they have fresh milk, things like that. The bed sheets are made from bamboo fibres, along with the pillows, the towels. We have our big bathroom, you obviously have a TV. They have their own water sources and they have an eco-friendly kettle. I think everything in here has been thought out, even to the fact they provide you with special bottles to put your water in.
Cheers.
Cheers!
Best way to end the day in the restaurant at the lodge with the coolest Phoenix beer glass, and they've got a pizza oven.
The perfect combination. A wood-fired pizza and a Phoenix beer.
Good morning. It is our last full day in the island of Rodrigues, and I slept like a baby after eating my wood-fired pizza in our cosy little lodge. It actually feels like a unique stay that you find on Airbnb, and you get a lot of these like staycation type places in the UK, but to find it in one of the most remote islands in the world is definitely unique, and everything is sourced from the property, which is really, really nice. We're now just walking to have our breakfast. I'm excited. I've heard the cows, I've heard the sheep. You know the breakfast is going to be good. I love this. It doesn't get any fresher than this. Everything we're having for breakfast has been sourced from their own little farm. So we've got the yogurt, we've got the honey, we've got the fresh fruits, we've even got the homemade bread. And it is the best, as we have a hike today, so
we need this.
We need to fill up. We're fueled, we've checked out of our lodge, and now, being it's our last day, we're being made to hike to the highest point on the whole island. Wish us luck.
We have met our guide Joanne and we are heading up to the top of Mount Limon. There's a 15-minute walk up hike which takes you to the highest point, but that is not all that we are going to do today.
It says 15 minutes, but that really took about 2. We are now the highest people in all of the island of Rodrigues, 398 meters high, and you can see all 4 corners. It really puts into perspective how small this island is. The views, pretty incredible. I could have quite happily gone thank you and goodbye after seeing the highest point of Rodrigues in literally 2 minutes, but we are now going off track and getting involved in hiking across the lush green mountains. And the views, how good are these views, Molly?
This is supposedly the crater, you said?
Yeah.
Where they think the volcano was and erupted, and this was the crater. It kind of makes sense, but yeah, the views are insane.
Oh my god.
We have made it. Thank you, Joanne. It was amazing.
Thank you, Molly.
What's your favourite thing about this beautiful island? Not just the hikes.
So I like sharing good moment with friends, because you know the atmosphere is good, so we can go to the beach and have good time. So yes, I like it with my friends. Sometimes we take good moments, go to the beach, we drink, we talk, we swim. Yeah. So it's a good thing, and sometimes to have good times with my family also.
And just a quick question, are we good hikers?
Yes. Not so bad.
Cheers. Cheers. I feel like we earned this.
We did. It's refreshing.
Oh, an ice, crisp Phoenix beer. But we've driven down to English Bay, where actually we stayed for our first few nights on the island, and we've come to La Plage Resto for our last lunch. In Rodrigues, and we're starting with some crispy chicken. It's not necessarily traditional, but every restaurant does crispy chicken. It's like Rodrigues' answer to KFC, and then we have like a traditional curry for a main. And the sea is right there. This is lovely.
I think we found the best crispy chicken on the island. And this is our main. They love to feed you out here. We have rice, we have traditional haricot rouge, we have a papaya salad and a vegetable curry. Yes!
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To the last night.
I love this. It is our last night on the island of Rodrigues. We're staying in a guest house and it feels like you're at home. We're sat in the dining room, in the living room. We have a potato gratin, potato and pumpkin gratin.
Served
On a shell. This
So
is so good. And our main has come, which looks amazing. All fresh, all local. We have maize and rice. We have our favourite, the haricot rouge, the red kidney beans dish. We need to like wet the maize. We've got vegetables, we've got pawpaw, which is a papaya salad.
And this is my favourite thing.
It's like curried aubergine.
Curried aubergine, they do it everywhere.
They literally do it everywhere, but you have to make a well and then you
dig
can
in.
eat and dig in.
Good morning and welcome to Bangalore, Bengaluru, India. And there's a very big queue. The chai is good. It's good. Look at the technique. Just us getting the photos of the government building behind. We have our new friends.
Hear how you're supposed to eat it.
This has got to be the perfect way to end our first day